The following contest is a last man standing match. There will be no pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts, and no disqualifications. The only way to win this match is to incapacitate... Introducing the challenger from Sin City, weighing 285 pounds, Ryback. And his opponent from Dublin, Ireland, weighing 272 pounds, he is the World Heavyweight Champion, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
What's up guys, how's it going? Welcome back. This is almost the main event of the Over the Limit pay-per-view. Sheamus versus Ryback, World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Now, the build up to this feud hasn't been too bad at all. Ryback won a World Heavyweight World Heavyweight #1 Contenders tournament. He beat the Big Show and Mark Henry to get there. And obviously at the time, Sheamus was dealing with Wade Barrett. Obviously retained his championship against Wade Barrett, so that's lined up this match for the Over the Limit pay-per-view. I think that's quite an ideal feud really. I think in real life if they was to put Sheamus up against Ryback, that could be quite cool, but the question is who would you turn heel? On the game here, I've turned Ryback into the heel. On SmackDown a few weeks ago he attacked Sheamus with a steel chair and then really strangely afterwards offered to shake his hand in quite like a smug, sort of cocky, confusing way. So Ryback's the heel, Sheamus is the face. Now I've kept it that way because I just can't see Sheamus ever going face again. He's too, I don't know, charitable. You know, he does all the charity events, he's always coming down cracking jokes, and he's become like a ginger John Cena. Don't you think though? Like, he's all for the kids now, he's doing all the don't be a bully bullshit, and he's all over it like that. So I can't see him turning Sheamus heel again, which is a shame, man, because when Sheamus first come out he was just like the angry Irishman beating the shit out of everybody. And he was an awesome heel, you know, he even randomly beat John Cena in a tables match to get his first WWE Championship, man. I preferred him as a heel, don't like him as a face. At first I did, but then it started going over the top, you know, he's Superman, he's kissing babies and hugging fat girls, as Batista would say, but like, yeah, I'm not sure, but I think Ryback as a heel's got a lot of potential. Now there is word of that actually happening in real life, so that he can have a feud with John Cena for the WWE title, because let's face it, at WrestleMania, John Cena's going to win that championship. Unless they manage to tie Rock down, you know, to a few more shows, then I can see them doing like a triple threat at Extreme Rules. You know, John Cena gets another shot at the championship if The Rock would retain, and then CM Punk Muscles in there. I think a triple threat match between those three could be quite cool, but I just don't see The Rock beating Cena 2 years in a row at Mania. I just don't see it. And then I suppose he would have to appear at Extreme Rules, man, because he would get his rematch, wouldn't he? Because every championship has a fucking rematch clause nowadays, so The Rock could get a rematch clause in there. And his last match with this little stay that we've had with The Rock would be at Extreme Rules. Could be. But yeah, anyway, Ryback versus Sheamus. Yeah, Ryback, I think in real life would make a cool heel, man, because he doesn't look like babyface material. The way he talks, the way he moves in the ring, it's the screams out monster. What a fucking sidewalk slam that was into the steel steps. Yeah, but everything about him just screams out monster heel to me, like a Mark Henry kind of character. Just comes down, dominates, fucks off, doesn't really say an awful lot. I think that would suit Ryback a lot more than what we're seeing from him at the minute. But there's some rumoured WrestleMania matches, man. They're saying now the Shield will be involved, but it will be another 6-man tag job. Now I thought, looking at the build up so far, we was going to get Mark Henry versus Ryback, which has been a bit of a rushed match, kind of out of the blue, but now they're saying it could be a 6-man tag. The Shield versus who was it? Sheamus, Ryback and the Big Show. But then where does that leave Mark Henry? I think Mark Henry deserves a WrestleMania match. He's fucking badass, man. He's one of the top heels. He's the most believable heel in the business. Now I know there is a bit of hate for Mark Henry out there saying he's too old, he's too fat. But name me another heel other than Brock Lesnar that you're genuinely thinking, shit, he's going to kill someone. And that's what's awesome about Mark Henry, man. And we're going to start including Mark Henry in this universe mode in a bit more of a positive way going forward, man. I've written up the next month worth of Raws and SmackDown, so I know exactly what's happening leading up to the next pay-per-view. Now with the pay-per-views coming up from now on, I won't be doing match by match like I am in a minute. This match and the Rock Punk versus Kane championship match, these are the last 2 matches that go match by match, mainly because it takes too long, I think. You know, it kind of drags it all out, so I'm going to try and present the pay-per-views in a different way. It'll be a bit like the Raws and SmackDowns, like with the highlights of the matches and skits and interviews and things like that. It'll be like that, but in 2 parts. So you'd have 2 25-minute episodes for the pay-per-view, and I think that way it just makes the matches more entertaining, because there's a lot of stuff in the middle of these matches that I don't like on the videos, like there where Ryback missed the kick. I wouldn't even bother putting that in a video because it just looks shocking. But when you're doing the full match commentaries like I am now, there's a lot of shit in between, and there's not an awful lot going on. Like Ryback just stands there and taunts, you know, I won't put that in the video, so it just doesn't look quite right, does it? But yeah, anyway, let's actually talk about this match. It's the last man standing match. I can't remember who made the challenge. I think, yeah, no, it was Sheamus, wasn't it? Because Ryback cut a promo on SmackDown saying 2 giants collide, only one remain standing. And then Sheamus later on in the show said, "Oh really? Well, let's just have a last man standing match then. I'll prove to you I'm a fighting champion, and you won't be able to get up when I hit you with a bro kick." So yeah, this is the last man standing match. It's the first last man standing match that I've done for quite a while. I've been experimenting with match types, trying to build some feuds based around the stipulations. There will be quite a cool I Quit match coming up on the next pay-per-view, which is pretty sweet, because the I Quit match is quite new to WWE 13. It wasn't in 12, it wasn't in 11. I think the last game that we saw an I Quit match mode on was SmackDown v Raw 2008, I think, maybe even earlier. But yeah, the I Quit matches could be quite cool. I'm going to start designing my own pay-per-views as well. I think, you know, get rid of all these conventional WWE ones and start making up our own pay-per-views, like designing new stages, new rings. That could be quite cool. I'm going to try and customise this universe mode quite a bit and try and turn it into the WWE that I want to see, like, which is why I'm going to have more of a emphasis on the 2 different shows. Like in real life nowadays, you've got the Raw Super Show, and you see everybody on there, even guys from SmackDown. Whereas back in the day, it was Raw versus SmackDown, wasn't it? They were separate rosters, and they would argue over who gets what superstar, and they get quite a lot of that coming out. But that means I've got to decide on 2 different GMs. So I'm going to have a think about who I want for the Raw and SmackDown GMs. I'm going to try and do quite a lot based around NXT as well. On each Raw and SmackDown we're going to have like a little mini segment, you know, highlights from NXT that week, and then I'll start spotlighting some of the guys that could be coming to the main roster, you know, characters I've downloaded and moving over. There are going to be quite a lot of roster changes going forward, some new guys being introduced, some stables being formed, some managers. You know, you don't see many managers on the roster nowadays. I'm going to be bringing in some old school managers and doing things that they used to do, you know, basing the stable around the manager. You know, they don't really do that anymore, which kind of sucks. As you can see, Sheamus and Ryback, this has been a pretty good match. We've had some pretty cool things happening, like the old sidewalk slam onto the steel steps. Ryback got DDT'd through a table. Now Sheamus is trying to grab a table from out underneath the ring, and for some reason it just disappears when Ryback knocks him out. That's a bit awkward. Money in the Bank's coming up soon, after Capital Punishment. Capital Punishment is the next pay-per-view, which I've already kind of drafted a card for. After that, Money in the Bank. Now, the Raw and SmackDowns in between Capital Punishment and Money in the Bank, I'm going to be having Money in the Bank qualifying matches, because on the game you only have one Money in the Bank ladder match, and that briefcase can go on both shows. But I'm going to fuck about with it and have a Raw Money in the Bank, SmackDown ladder in the bank, like on real life. I don't understand why it's not like that on the game. So, in your comment section, name some superstars you want to be in these qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It would be quite cool to get some sick ladder matches on the way for the old Money in the Bank briefcase, but I don't want to be using people like fucking John Cena and Big Show who are in this season's Money in the Bank. It's all about the mid-card people getting over. Also, another thing about Money in the Bank matches, which are cool, they're always like cruiserweights, like people like Evan Bourne, Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio. They make the best ladder matches in my opinion. So feel free to suggest who you want to have in these ladder match Money in the Bank qualifiers. And there were some other suggestions in previous videos. I uploaded 2 videos in one day, the US and Intercontinental title matches. There were some cool suggestions. Kesman Gaming said to bring Hernandez in. That's part of my plan. Hernandez will be coming in, but not for a while yet. When there's space for him on the roster and when people are not in storylines, then I've got a plan for Hernandez. There was saying about bringing Edge back for the US Championship. Now I won't be bringing Edge back for the US Championship. I will be bringing him back eventually, but it's going to be part of the story. And I don't want to just randomly spring things out. I know it sounds silly because it's only a game, but I don't want to randomly go, oh, Edge is back. You know, I want it to be part of the storyline, so I think, oh, that would be cool if that actually happened. Or, you know, like, I don't just want to randomly chuck a tag team together or randomly split a tag team up. It's got to have some sort of storyline to it, because it's more fun for me to make as well. And basically when I make these videos, I think to myself, right, what do I want to see on WWE TV? What would be quite cool? And then I'll try and make it in the game, man. So there's going to be some cool shit happening. I've already made the next episode of Raw and SmackDown. There's some really cool shit happening on the next Raw, which will be in about a week or so after this, and the CM Punk one's gone up. And like I say, the next pay-per-view, Capital Punishment, will be done in 2 parts, but there'll be more than 1 match per episode. Here goes Sheamus, going for the old bro kick, is he? Bang. Yeah, he's going for the bro kick. It's quite a cool finisher, man. It's quite a believable finisher. And I think when he does it to the right person, like Dolph Ziggler for example, he makes the bro kick look sick. Fucking quality. If someone actually booted you in the face like that, there's no way you would actually be able to get up from the 10 count. But Sheamus is going to go and grab a set of steel steps just to make sure, just in case Ryback gets up, he's going to go and knock him out with it. 9 and 10. No, that's 9. Whoops. I wasn't even counting. I thought he was going to go for 10. Anyway, there's the 10 count. Sheamus retains his championship, knocking Ryback out with the bro kick, retains his World Heavyweight title. And that will do for this episode. If you did enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button for us. If you've got any suggestions for which superstars I should bring back or bring into the roster, do let us know. And take it easy. See you soon.